Hello friends, and welcome back to Aaron's Anxiety. I am your host Aaron, your personal guide through anxiety. Getting this quarantine over, life for me, I don't know about for you guys, is kind of going back to normal. I gotta be honest with you though, I kind of enjoyed this quarantine a lot because I got to spend so much time with Henry, my son, and my wife, and it was like we were cooking and having fun and just waking up and watching his little kid shows. It was a great time, but like everything else, back to work. So for my job, we're going back to work slowly, and we're taking extra precautions to kind of steer clear of germs, doing like vacant apartments and stuff like that. So, but whatever, it's back to work for me, and I appreciate it. I like working. So, as you can see, my hair, none of the barbers or beauty salons are open. So Aaron's starting to look like Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, the originals, where he got all like emo. Yeah, that's where I'm going. So, but today, for the video, before we get started, I almost forgot. You almost got me. I almost forgot. Are you trying to get me to talk about myself? Because if you are, anybody that watches Moana, that's the crap. Hit the like button. Comment if you wanted to say hi. I'd love to say hi to you. Or if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. There's a lot of questions, and I do my best to get after it, but I don't always get to every single one of them, and I apologize about that. But I try. I really do. And also, subscribe if you haven't already. So today's video, let's talk about setbacks as far as you're taking the medication or excuse me, or you are doing whatever system that it is, whether that's diet and exercise, because that's another way to combat anxiety. But say you're taking the medication, diet, exercise, CBD oil. There's a lot of different ways that people go about taking their anxiety into their own hands. But whatever it is, as you get better, there's going to be setbacks, okay? And people get really discouraged, and I don't want that to happen because I got discouraged when it was happening to me. So basically, there's a long, I mean, ever since I can remember and before that, people would always say, oh, you're taking, 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. You know what I mean? Basically saying you ain't getting anywhere. Well, when it comes to anxiety, you're taking 2 steps forward and sometimes 1 step back. And the newer you are to this drug or this system that you're on of getting rid of the anxiety, it's going to be like that. It's going to feel like, at first it's going to feel like 1 step forward, 1 step back. And then you're like, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. And that's what it is. It's 3 steps forward. It's a slow progression. But you'll keep having these little setbacks that make you think that you're back there where you used to be with your anxiety, but you're not. You're still progressing, and it's important to keep progressing because some people will go, oh, hey, I was feeling better, yeah, and then all of a sudden I got set back, and I don't know, I just couldn't, it didn't work for me, and then they stop, and you're like, for somebody who's been on that journey before, it's so frustrating, okay? It's so frustrating because you're right there. You were healing. Your brain was starting to say, okay, let's try to think about this in different ways. Let's add a little bit more of this chemical into our brain, things like that. And so right when you were healing, you let go and you stopped. And it's very frustrating for someone who's already been there, because I'm like, if you just hung on a little longer, And yeah, there are side effects to the, if you're going the medication route, there's side effects to the medication, and they suck. I mean, they're not horrible, but they're tolerable, obviously, that's why so many people take it, but you just got to stick it out, okay? So, I was told when I was going through that, and I don't know who they were, it was some random person, told me, because they were where I'm at now, they were like, look, you're going to have a setback. That's what it is. And so the way they told me is think of your anxiety like a gremlin that lives inside of your head, okay? And I've done this a lot in a lot of my videos. Just think of the anxiety like it's a little gremlin in your head. And so you're kind of beating down this little gremlin. Well, during the fight, he's going to get a second wind, you know what I mean? So he's going to try to grab back a hold of you. And that's what that is. Your anxiety is kind of like that. It's something that is, you know, outside of your control that's trying to grab you. And so when you beat it down, you're like, oh, look, I'm actually getting somewhere with this. The anxiety goes, wait. And that's it, trying to grab back on. So just keep in mind that these setbacks are going to happen. This is just part of the game. But don't give up, okay? That's the main theme, and that's the 100% God's honest truth. Don't give up. You will be fine. You will get through it, and you will be back to a better place. Let me say a side disclaimer really quick, though. If you're going the medication route, which I suggest I do, and it worked for me, if you're having horrible symptoms, like I was taking Zoloft, it kept ramping me up for like, I think it was like 3 weeks to a month straight. No, it wasn't, it was giving me almost panic attacks every day. Waiting for this drug to kick in. And so after about 3 weeks to a month, that's when I talked to my doctor, and he was like, well, some people go longer. Some doctors want you to go like 3 months. So, but he ended up switching me over to Lexapro, and Lexapro worked wonderfully for me. So, but that's just my story, okay? Yours going to be here. Everybody's body chemistry is a little different, so it could be, there's literally people that were on Lexapro, went to Zoloft, and it was the exact same story. So, all right, friends, I hope this video was helpful. If you think you know somebody that could be helpful too, send it off to them, okay? We want to help as many people as possible. That's the whole goal of this channel, is to help as many people as possible. And if you haven't already, feel free to join us on Facebook, okay? We have a Facebook page called Aaron's Anxiety Family, and it's a great group of folks who would love to get to know you and your story. So if you get there, feel free to share your story. We don't care how long it is. Everybody's like, it's gonna be long. Let it be long, we'll read it, okay? So we're just as interested. You know, it's like you got a cool car, I got a cool car. We're gonna talk about our cool cars. Now we don't have a cool car, we have this crappy thing called anxiety. But your situation and my situation are different, and it's kind of interesting. So feel free to share your story. Alrighty, friends, and until next time, I'm Aaron. You're awesome. And I'll see you in the next video.